Respect is tied to the fame, the status, and the numbers. He's admired from a distance, and that could be through a play.
Yes, but overseas speed is like, overseas speed is like Michael Jackson. Speaking of IShowSpeed, we got a video by Omizi. IShowSpeed is exposing African propaganda, which is why I said if they could have orchestrated being in Nigeria at the same time, talking about him and Kai Cenat, that would have broke the internet. For sure, for sure. But I digress. Let's go.
Streaming anymore. A kid who came from the 2K Fortnite days all the way up to the nuisance streamer era is now becoming one of the most influential storytellers on the internet. His continent tours around Europe, Asia, and America are becoming his trademarks. But this Africa tour is arguably the most important tour yet. Not because he's amassing a massive amount of views or there are famous people coming up to him left, right, and sideways, but no, he is changing people's minds and perspectives. If you're new to this channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way for us unemployed. Those subscriptions keep the lights on. Now, back into the video. Instead of streaming at a desktop 24/7 or streaming at the IRL soiree where the whores and the dudes can come and, you know, talk about who's ball and whatnot, IShowSpeed is going from continent to continent and not just doing it on a tourist tip, but actually touching the ground, experiencing real people, experiencing culturally relevant things to these places and spaces that he's going to. In Europe, there was a lot of chaos. There was a lot of football culture. There was this
I think I'm ready to get bangs.
IShowSpeed isn't just streaming anymore. A kid who came from the 2K Fortnite days all the way up to the perspectives. If you're new to this channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe. Unscripted. They were raw. There was no media, there was no farming, there was nothing crazy going on. It was just a guy touching the community. But by far his most important stream to date, in my opinion, is his tour of Africa. IShowSpeed is unintentionally but intentionally teaching people through real life experiences what it's like to live in this specific countries. Whether it be Zimbabwe, whether it be Mozambique, whether it be Botswana, whether it be Nigeria, Ghana, the Congo, he is dispelling any rumors and narratives about these different places and spaces. And let's be quite frank, for a long time, through stereotypes and different stigmas, a lot of places can get a lot of bad perception, but specifically Africa. Africa gets hit with every name under the sun, but IShowSpeed is doing something just a little bit different, showing that that's not true.
It's only the start! Only the start! I'm getting warmed up!
Chicken. This is chicken.
That's
chicken?
okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try the chicken.
Yeah.
Roast peanuts.
Ain't no way! You made this?
Yeah!
This is crazy.
That's nice.
That's some good chicken.
Cat, he is the best spinner in South Africa. Let's see what he got.
Oh, hell no. What the? Whoa, 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 whoa. Did he get out the car? Did he get out the car? What are they doing? Whoa. Whoa. Oh, this is dangerous. The average American, you won't be able to visit the places and spaces that IShowSpeed has been able to over the past few years. What that means is, for the most part, you are getting an agenda-led and a bias-led description or depiction of these different countries, continents, etc., etc. Meaning that you're getting some good, some bad, and mostly the ugly when it comes to these different continents, especially the continent of Africa. But I think what IShowSpeed is showing is that Africa is real. It has real infrastructure, has real cities, has real homes, has real communities. It's really normal and really beautiful. IShowSpeed gets captivated as to how amazingly beautiful the country.
The fact that we are taught or grew up on that Africa looks like they gave us a certain narrative of what Africa was about, what it looks like, this, that, and the fourth. But in reality, that place is beautiful, bro. That place is very beautiful, and I want to go. I want to go.
Countrysides of these different African countries are.
The only country that view is insane. Look at that
those
South
clouds?
African
What the heck?
view, bro. That shit is dead ass beautiful, bro. Imagine living here.
These aren't the stereotypes that we're taught about these great nations. There's no mud roads everywhere, underdeveloped narratives, you know, tribal caricatures of people sacrificing people and stuff like that. Just ignorance. And the reason why I think that this is important for him to be dispelling is because he has a majority.
That exists there. They have that. I don't know about the sacrificing people part. That's a whole other story. But yes, some people in some places practice the, how can I say this? The traditionality, the traditional. You get what I'm saying? Like they practice the old ways. Some people still do that. However, that the people that do that, you could say, like they live outside in tents and all that, are in a minority within Africa. Africa is not even a country, but the continent of Africa. Well, let's even go like Nigeria, Ethiopia, Egypt. You know what I'm saying? It's not what you think it is. It's more to it than meets the eye.
American fan base, and in America these types of jokes fly. Like this is what's normal, this is what's cultural, to make fun of different countries, be xenophobic, you know, crack jokes on things that you don't know, while simultaneously claiming that this country is a melting pot, claiming that we all blend together, we all can come together with your different parts and pieces and be one. While in reality I could easily see how it is hard for somebody coming from a different place, a different nation, a different space to come into the United States, because ultimately there's these bad narratives about you. In Europe, you're eating beans and toast and it's stinky. In China, you're a commie. In Africa, you're from some mud hut, or you're a booty scratcher. And all these things have been said throughout my childhood. And if you don't get the experience of dealing with people from these different places and spaces, you'll probably believe these things for the entirety of your life. But iShowSpeed is showing that there is spiritual depth, cultural pride, hospitality, and kindness. And this isn't to the average everyday person. Speed has other content creators looking at what he's doing and saying, whoa, I just didn't know that this was so beautiful like this.
Bro, Africa got buildings. They got towers.
Yeah.
Wow.
They got towers. Swear on everything, bro.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I thought it was just clay and tribes and tents, bro.
Y'all be seeing them little like the little stuff that be like the fundraisers, the charities and all that. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, cause the ground be like, you know, like that red
Let me clarify some.
orange type of clay, bro.
I just think that goes to show even people with money and access still have these biases based off, you know, an American first mindset that other places and spaces aren't as developed as we are, don't have the same infrastructure, are basically third world countries once you get past California and Georgia. Like everything in between there is fine, everything else is dog shit. But these accidentally creative streams where iShowSpeed is putting on different content creators, showing off the culture, showing off the human side, you know, the very common, regular side of Africa, has actually gone a long way and done a good job of changing these narratives in a bunch of people's minds across the world.
Yo, so I'm kind of confused. Like, iShowSpeed is in Africa, and like, how? Like, they have Wi-Fi. I never knew that. And like, they have cars, houses. Like, shit's crazy. I never knew that.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Seeing the iShowSpeed Africa tour, that shit is making me want to go to Africa, bro. When Speed was in Europe, they was calling him monkey. They was throwing him bananas and shit. They was saying all type of racist shit when he was in the Europe tour. He pop up in Africa and the people showing him love like he's family already, bro. The propaganda is failing. It is crumbling before our very eyes. And then they want to call Africa uncivilized, bitch. I'm seeing the complete opposite.
I keep putting quotes on him doing doing these things accidentally, but even IShowSpeed, while doing his Africa tour, is exposing some of the political side as well. And by political side, I mean the corruption and exploitation and the colonialism that's going on. When he visits the country of Botswana, he goes to buy diamonds, but quickly learns that he can't do that simply due to the fact that there's a lot of laws, regulations, and restrictions on those things.
Okay, what if I want to buy these? I want to buy one of these diamonds.
If you want to buy one of these diamonds,
Yeah, who do I talk to?
you'd have to talk to De Beers or the site holders because we don't sell. We only have 2 customers.
But I can't be a customer. This is my first time in Botswana.
We can make arrangements for you to buy diamonds.
Yes.
But these are rough.
Is that part of your contract? Y'all can only sell to those 2 customers.
That's part of the contract.
Okay.
You see, while Speed is showing the difference in these countries and in the infrastructure and in the political corruption and all this different stuff, while he's bringing a human element to different places and spaces that a casual viewer won't ever be able to go, he's also exposing the culture of these different people, how they act around celebrities, how they act around different races. And honestly, I know I'm saying exposing a lot, but it's doing just that, exposing the nastiness that is rooted in some of these places. In the US, Speed is treated like a celebrity. There's love, excitement, and recognition, but I will say that the respect is tied to the fame, the status, and the numbers. He's admired from a distance, and that could be through a play.
Yes, but overseas, Speed is like, overseas Speed is like Michael Jackson. I say.
Plethora of things, whether it be safety issues of those at the malls that he goes to or for himself.
You want to ban me from the mall?
Yes, sir. You're not allowed to come back to the mall ever.
Okay.
For management.
No! No! I didn't do anything. I'm banned because my fans came to the mall? Chad, I guess I'm banned from Houston Mall, Chad.
He couldn't walk the streets of America during his tour most of the time because there were mobs and crowds that were building up every time he stepped out and stepped somewhere. Now, the biggest cultural difference came when he went on his Asia and Europe tour. To say the least, I was not fond of it. Not from the actions that IShowSpeed did. I think he did exactly what you would do when you go to those different countries. You know, hit the street vendors, enjoy the football club. I know he's very much into soccer, but ultimately it showed this curiosity, as the internet has called it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There was racism, mockery, jokes, intimidation. There was disgusting behaviors all around.
That's great. Monkey sounds though?
Air Jordan 1 Club, Travis Scott, you should take it, you should take it. Bro, you should take it.
Wait, driver, wait.
Wait, what? No, give it, right here.
Yo, open that shit. You'll love it, you're gonna love it.
Out the way.
You're gonna love it, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
Wait, guys.
You're gonna love it. Woo, 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 woo. Come here, motherfucker.
Bro, why is the guy has a banana, bro?
Oh my God, look at
Okay, I'm not even gonna say nothing.
Bro,
It's GG's already.
bro, what is going on, bro? This guy has a banana, bro. I don't like that. Hey, man, put the banana down, bro. The hell? What's wrong with you?
But in Africa, it's a totally different experience. He isn't treated like a spectacle. He isn't reduced to some sort of joke. He's treated like a guest. Openness, kindness, protection. The people just enveloped IShowSpeed, and it's a beautiful thing to actually see.
Now what do I say now?
What can't he do, bro?
Young Tala.
Young Tender.
Nyantalya.
Young Tender.
What?
They say we love you too.
I think this different embrace of IShowSpeed made him come to this shocking revelation and conclusion during one of his segments in this Africa stream. He acknowledges that this time is just different. This tour just feels like something that he's never felt before. And all in all, he's happier than he could ever be.
I love Africa, bro. I really do. I'm kind of mad that I didn't come here more sooner.
Africa is an amazing place. This is your home.
Yeah, man. Try, y'all know me, bro. My dopamine is fucked. I did a lot of shit. I went to the Champions League final, World Cup final. I met Ronaldo. I did a lot of cool, basically what I'm saying, I did a lot of cool shit in my life. But this is like refreshing for me.
Yeah.
Like everything is cool to me. Everything is just like it's such a new experience.
Yeah.
And it's so fun for me. This trip has really like opened up my eyes, man, seriously.
Which brings me to my visit to Ghana, because I echo some of the sentiments of IShowSpeed. Now, I'm not saying I'm as world traveled as him. I don't have these different experiences like he does, but I am an American-born male who went to the country of Ghana about a year ago with my fiance and some of my other family. I have a cousin who married into a Guyanese family, and honestly, it was probably one of the best things that could have ever happened in my life, because the experience that I felt when I went over there was amazing. Now, I had already known that a lot of the narratives that were taught to me as a young person were just simply not true. So I'm not saying that I went over there and opened my eyes to there not being any mud huts. And to be fair, when I started going deeper into the countryside by the Ivory Coast, I did run into what people would call huts. But those homes were no different than some of the homes that you might see in different urban areas in the United States, like Philadelphia, Baltimore, hell, even Atlanta. What I found was a sense of home, a sense of welcomeness, a sense of comfortability. It's not this capitalistic conquest to gain a lot of money, always be on the go every single day, you know, try to be better than the next one, where jealousy and envy are bred. It's not a place that's looking at you for having the best car, for having the best clothes, for having the best everything. Now, I will admit I did go over there in a privileged sense and not a regular sense. My cousin is kind of well off, but humble people nonetheless, and I still got to see the entire range. So I still got to see the wealth gap. But ultimately what I'm talking about is the people and the culture. I was able to hit the streets with the people in the markets and talk to them. I was able to enjoy the nightlife with regular people that looked like me in a no different environment like a club in Atlanta. I was able to go spend time at the house of the chief in the Ivory Coast. But while there, he also took me back to his home, and I was also able to indulge in a spiritual ritual, one that was a part of his culture and customs, where I had my head dumped into a river. It was such a magical experience that I even proposed to my fiance over there. Now, I understand that there are financial limitations, but if I had to encourage anybody from any walk of life, from any background, of any nationality, race, whatever the case may be, I would persuade you to go to the continent of Africa, select one of these countries, so you can see for yourself the firsthand experiences that IShowSpeed felt, that I felt. From the oppression and colonialism that I saw and Speed saw, all the way down to the humility and just, you know, community that both of us saw. It's a beautiful place and space to be, and I'm glad that IShowSpeed showed everyone the countries in Africa, the continent of Africa. And I want him to know that what he's doing makes a lot of people proud. Using your platform and dispelling those narratives gets the world one step closer to being a more helpful and not hurtful place.
Well, let me know what y'all think about Africa. Have y'all been? Would y'all like to go? No. Yeah. And also, make sure you subscribe or follow, like and comment, and we're going to be on to the next one.